Today we're talking to the winning ladies team from the recent Battlefit Games at the Out There shooting range just outside of Pretoria. Tonine Warden, Eliska Wenzel, Elise Miller are here to share what it took to win, what the Battlefit training program is all about, and why this kind of training builds real-world strength, resilience, and capability, not only fitness. So, ladies, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Rihanna. Thank you.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to have you on the channel. I'm just going to kick off with my first question. So, as I've now mentioned, you were the winning ladies team at the recent Battlefit Games. Take us back to that day. What was the atmosphere like when you arrived? What went through your minds when you saw the challenges that you were going to have to work through for the day? And I need to know, why did you choose the book club as your team name and on your t-shirts? I mean, you don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask you in any case. Anybody can start. Elise, your face is on. Let's go with you.
Well, the atmosphere when we arrived there the day, it was electric, but my stomach dropped when I saw the pole workout. And I think my two teammates did not know what the pole workout entailed.
Yes.
But yeah, it was a very heightened atmosphere and it was exciting. And I'll leave Tonine to answer the book club question.
And Tonine.
So we got there and it was raining all the way going there. So we thought, oh, nice. This is going to be fun. But then you get there and it's this light drizzle and you think, okay, well, we're going to get so hot. Maybe it's going to be a good thing. And then the whole day ended up being quite overcast. So it was actually a perfect day. But yeah, you get there and everyone around you is kind of as nervous and as excited as you are. And yeah, and the book club was something that we had a couple of ideas and the book club kind of stuck because it reminded us of just rule 1. We don't talk about book club.
Okay, well,
so
seeing as how you're not talking about it, don't you want to just stand up so the viewers can see what the t-shirt looks like? Because I think it's a very cool t-shirt. There we go, the book club. The book club.
I think it just says something like, don't underestimate the girls. We might read our books and do our thing and look pretty on the outside, but we have some nerve and backbone.
Well, honestly, if anybody still doubts that you're not tough enough, I don't think they are. Ek dink nie hulle let op in die klas nie, so I think they're missing something, definitely. But they will learn if they get to know you. Eliska, I understand you got chucked in at the deep end with this one.
Yeah, so I actually joined the team only 2 weeks before the Battlefit event. So another team member actually broke her thumb and couldn't attend. So then they were looking for another partner and they asked me and I was like, listen guys, my fitness is not where it needs to be, but sure, let's do this. I mean, you're never going to choose your battle conditions. You're never going to choose when you are ready to fight. So yeah, it's mind over matter. And we did it. We pushed through. The day we got there, I just thought, what am I getting myself into? But with the support of these two ladies on my side and with me the whole day, we pushed through and it was really fun.
Well done, though. For the viewers who've never seen the Battlefit Games and maybe are hearing about it for the first time now, although on this channel they would have heard it if they've been following the channel for a while, they would have heard about it on more than one occasion. But what does a typical stage or a challenge on the Battlefit Games look like, and what kind of physical and mental tests that you have to get through? Eliska, while you're on the screen, let's just start with you.
Sure, yeah. So the challenges are set up in a way where they really test you physically. They test your strength, your endurance, your resilience. It really tests your mind, because the moment you think you cannot go any further, you still have 10 reps to go and you need to continue and push through. And it also tests your shooting skills. So it's really a combination of everything pushed into one workout. and you need to shine on all fronts. And it really shows where you are lacking, but it also shows where your strengths lie. And for me, the mental challenge was the biggest for the day, because I knew coming into this, I'm not as prepared as my teammates, but I had to pick it up and I had to show up, not just for myself, but for them as well. So yeah, I don't know if some of the other ladies want to explain what some of the workouts look like, but yeah, the mental challenge was really big for me.
Well, I think that's a good thing, because at the end of the day, that is pretty much the decider, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Elise, you mentioned something about the pole challenge. What was that all about?
There's a workout that there's a 60 kg pole. So what you have to keep in mind is that the ladies' weights isn't any lighter than the men's weights. The men's and ladies' weights is exactly the same.
Okay.
So they don't swap around the weights for the men and ladies. So the pole workout is a 60 kg pole that you have to do squats with, you have to do thrusters with, you have to pick it up, you have to hold it in a squat while your teammate is shooting. And that's quite a tough one. So it's legs only, heart rate spiking, and after that, in between, you have to shoot. So that was, I think, of the 4 workouts, that was the toughest one. Even the other team, they were trying to get us out of the workout so they don't complete it. So that was a tough one, yes.
Donine, talk us through one of the stages, just a quick overview. Let's say the one with a pole. I almost called it pole vaulting now. I don't know if that quite describes it, but talk us through that stage, from beginning to end, just an overview. What exercises did it involve with the pole? What did the shooting involve?
Well, that was our last exercise of the day, and it ended up actually being quite a short one. They changed it a little bit for us, the reps, but the basics were still was kept the same. So we had I'd say a 3-meter gum pole, and the whole team, the 3 ladies, needed to do the exercise together. So all 3 of us had to pick the pole up on our shoulder, and you did squats with it and thrusters. Just picking the pole up all the way above your head. The men had it a little bit different. They had to thrust and put it from shoulder to shoulder. Just by that time, everyone was so exhausted. I think it was a bit of a safety issue as well, thrusting it over our heads by that time. So, and then while one of the ladies needed to go and shoot for that course, the other 2 needed to keep the pole off the ground. So there wasn't much resting. Most of the workouts was actually worked out that way, is you will have a certain amount of reps, either with squats or something that tests your upper body or your legs. And then while one person did, for instance, handgun shooting, the other 2 would either stay in a plank position, or they'll have the pole off the ground while squatting. So it's not standing up and keeping it on your shoulder. You have to squat and hold the pole. And the moment it touches, you basically start from scratch. And then we have other workouts. I think quite a fun one was the sandbags. The sandbags was also one of those things that didn't make it lighter for the ladies, but because you're a team, we could figure out how we're going to get that sandbag from the ground onto that drum for that amount of reps. So the reps stayed the same, the weight stayed the same. The thing is, in real life, the battle is going to stay the same. We're not going to get softer battles because you're a woman now. It's going to be the same attack, the same issues.
That's true. So no rest for the wicked thing. What was each of yours most challenging moments during the day? Donine?
Can I start?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So for me, usually I try to think back about all the stages we did. And And even afterwards, directly afterwards, I can't think about the most challenging exercise exactly, because each challenge has its own difficulty. But usually the second last stage, it's always the second last stage that's the hardest to get through, because by that time you're so physically tired, and you really had to keep your mental game up. That's really where I think the resilience starts to play a role, because your second last stage, you're already tired, but you have one more stage to go. And that third stage is already really hard to complete, and telling yourself, okay, I'm physically so exhausted, but I'm going to do one more stage before we're done.
Eliska?
I must agree with Sunine actually. And before she even started answering, I was already thinking it was the burpees one. It was the freaking burpee challenge. So what we had
Always
to
the
do there was
burpees.
burpees for bullets. So essentially you just do burpees, really a lot of burpees for 20 minutes. And I remember I was so flippin' exhausted, and that challenge specifically, it's in sync burpees. So the three of us need to be down at the same time, up at the same time. And I was struggling. I told these ladies, I'm struggling. I cannot do this anymore. And they physically pulled me up on my bulletproof so that I can get back up, so that we are all on our feet at the same time, just so we can go back down for another rep. And yeah, teamwork really, really pulled us through. And it's just that thing of keep pushing. We still have one more stage to go. Let's do this.
I'm gonna get to teamwork now. Just now, I want to just ask Elise, what was her most challenging moment?
I think the most challenging moment for me was the first workout, because I underestimated it. So it was the running workout, and I'm strong with running. So I thought, no, this is going to be an easy workout. And there's no such thing as an easy workout in the battlefield. So I'm strong with running, but I underestimated running with your BP, which is over 6 kilograms, and then running with your piece of the pole as well, which is 20 kgs. So I think just because I underestimated that workout, that was the toughest one for me.
All my life, for me, it's always been burpees. There's a reason why the word burpees and the word bastard both start with a B. That is not by accident. And whoever invented burpees, spawn of the devil, man. That's probably the guy who invented, what do you call this app that you do the non-stop exercises with? Counts, you train for 20 seconds, then you rest for 10 seconds, and you carry on like that. It's the same guy who invented those apps. He invented burpees. I'm pretty certain of that. Teamwork. I mean, this is obviously a team event. How important did you find communication and the coordination between the three of you during the competition?
I would say it was very important. The three of us communicated amazing, and we relied on each one's strengths. So where the one is a better shooter in the one exercise, we did that. When the one is fitter than the other one, I think the three of us complemented each other very well. And I have to tell Eliska what was amazing about her, even if when she suffered, where her fitness was lacking a bit, there was not one time that she complained. There was not one time that she said, no, I cannot do this. She went through it. She kept with us, and she kept swimming. And that was amazing of our team.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, as Elise said as well, knowing your team, that was quite something, because going to that burpee exercise, I will never forget that exercise, because one, Eliska is thrown into this battlefield kind of unprepared, and by that time, by the end, she's so tired, and we actually went through all our sequences of burpees. You had to do burpees in order to kind of buy bullets to shoot your handgun, and then for a certain amount of time. Then the next bracket of time, is burpees for your carbine, and then lastly you do burpees for the shotgun. And then if you have time left, you may do more burpees for more handgun. And that's by the time that we had to pull Eliska up, and we said, hey man, there's time. And she's like, guys, I'm done. I'm tired. We're like, okay, 10 more. And she's like, fine. And she just did not give up. She just did not give up. It didn't matter how tired she was or how we had to pull her up. She's like, okay, if you want to do 10 more, we do 10 more, fine. And the best of all is we made her shoot because we knew our teammates, even the people around us, like, hey, have someone else shoot because anyone can shoot the last handgun. And we're like, no, don't worry, man. Just check her out. And then they'll say, she's tired. We're like, we know. Just, you'll see. The shot's going to land. Don't worry. So even being so tired, she just aced the shots. And I think coordinating who shoots where and who shoots when and who picks up more of the slack in certain exercises, that's really what got us through.
Eliska, your thoughts?
With these two hype ladies, I mean, how can you not? How can you not just show up and push through? I mean, you cannot disappoint them. So your teamwork is absolutely, I wouldn't have been able to do this without these two ladies by my side, literally pulling me up. But yeah, playing to each other's strengths and yeah, just knowing who's good at what and playing to that and playing the game strategically.
Was there a point during the day where you started thinking, we've got this, we're going to win this?
For me, so we were just only two ladies teams and we were head to head the whole time. And after the second exercise, I realized we finished before this other team on both times. And I was like, okay, no, let's not think about that. The shot is what's going to matter. And we weren't really sure where our shots were at that stage. And after the third exercise, which was the burpees one, we saw the other team was like really fatigued. And we thought, okay, let's just push through. Let's do this last one. Let's give it all we got. And we can actually stand a chance.
Elise and Tonine, do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's about where we also realized there's actually a chance of winning this game.
When we talk about the BattleFit program, what would you say makes it different from, standard gym training?
I think the whole thing that makes it different is it prepares you for real life situations. When you go to the gym, you know,
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
what you're gonna do. You're gonna do 10 reps and exercise with the BattleFit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounds like you're back now.
Is it working now?
Yeah.
That's it. And with the BattleFit exercises, it's more real life situations. You exercise at home, you work with what you've got. And in a real life situation, you're not going to have fancy gym equipment or wait until I put on my gloves or wait is raw exercise, heart rate, and then performing under fatigue. And I think that's the difference between the BattleFit and normal going to the gym.
Okay, Tonine, Eliska, jump in, yeah?
It's always a hard one to explain to people, oh, what's BattleFit? And you kind of need to get something for them to reference with. So it's not like CrossFit and it's not like tactical games. It's like both, but more practical, more real life based.
Let me throw this at you. What would you say, what kind of real world capabilities does BattleFit then build? If you say it's different to CrossFit and so on.
I think for me, it's the fact that you train to get your heart rate up and then to be able to get that down really quickly so that you can make decisions on the fly and make decisions quickly. Because if you're in a high pressure situation, if you are in a real world scenario, you are in an attack, let's say, your heart rate will spike. You will be under pressure. Tunnel vision will be a thing, and you need to be able to get that all under control, make decisions, make good decisions, and then act immediately. You do not have time to stall. So you're training your heart rate. I think that's a big thing that's different from the Battlefit program.
Okay. Doreen and Elise, do you agree with that?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, and also that mindset that comes with it. I haven't encountered anything that built your resilience like this. You know, it's one thing to just be fit and push yourself hard at running, or just push yourself hard in the gym. But doing that and shooting and getting the game plan on, doing all of that together really, really tests your resilience.
Okay, so I'm going to add to that, and Elise, I'm going to jump to you for this one for starters. How has Battlefit training changed / challenged each of you personally? Are we looking at things like physically, mentally, and in terms of confidence?
In terms of confidence, it definitely makes a difference, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't look at age. It doesn't look at gender. It gives you the hard, tough exercises to do. It gives you the hard, tough situations to do, and you jump in and you do it. Doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't matter, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a woman. It doesn't matter if you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. That's the thing. And the confidence it gives you, it's major.
Okay. Tony?
Yeah. That's what it's for me.
Yeah, Rian, we talk a lot now about us winning the games, but you know, the Battlefit games is actually so doable for anyone. I wish all the women can just come and do it. Because you're working with your own body a lot of the time, you can also pace yourself. You can either pace yourself doing exercises slower but shooting more accurately, which it is actually about. The whole exercise is about knowing your own capabilities. So if you know your capabilities, go test them on the Battlefit. There's nothing that really tests you as that competition. This is the 3rd year that I've competed. So the other 2 times I did individuals, and it's actually harder. It was really harder competing by myself, because if you have a team, you have people, other teammates helping you on, and you can pace yourself with each other as well. And it's just that camaraderie, that team spirit, which makes it really, really fun. But yeah.
Eliska, you mentioned when I'm going to jump to you now. You mentioned earlier about the managing your heart rate part, and isn't this a big part of what the whole Battlefit program was designed to do? That you can to start enabling you to train in such a way that you can manage your heart rate when you find yourself in a situation where you are under real duress.
Absolutely, yes. And when you're so fatigued after the exercise that you've done, you need to really just take that breath, take a moment, focus on what you need to do now, get that heart rate steady, and then shoot. I mean, that's what you need to do in that moment, and the shots need to land. You cannot afford for the shots to go left, right, and all over the place. So it's really important to, after that intense physical effort, to center yourself, ground yourself, get that heart rate steady, and then perform slow and steady on the shooting as well. So it really tested the physical bits and that heart rate management. But yeah, mentally as well, I can add on to what Janine said. Yeah, you don't know what you have in you unless you test it. And I really surprised myself after this Battlefit games that I actually can do it. You're never going to feel like you're ready to do it and feel like, yes, I'm at my A game, but just test it and see how far you go. And you'd be surprised how far you can push yourself.
So I know you've mentioned that this isn't necessarily about a gender difference per se. Everybody gets pretty much the same exercises to do at the end of the day, because if you are faced with a specific challenge in real life where your life is in danger, nobody asks whether you're a male or a female. You just have to handle it. But I am going to ask you this in any case, because the fact of the matter is that shooting is still a very male-oriented or male-dominated world. How did you find winning as a ladies team on the day? And the reason I'm asking this is purely because we are always aiming at getting more and more and more ladies involved in this training environment, because of the situation that we find ourselves in South Africa, because of the fact that you can never really fully relax and say, I am, nothing's going to happen. You just never know. You have to be prepared. So I'm coming from that angle. Yeah, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
who wants to
just
go?
for clarity,
Yes.
Just for clarity, there was a male league and a female league, so we were judged separately. We won the ladies league. We did not win overall, but it was really surprising for me to see that even on the overall list, we were above some of the male teams, and that just goes to show we've got some oomph in us, and we are not that bad. So yeah, that was a bit of a confidence boost to see we can really play in this man's world, and they must watch out for us, because next time we are coming for the top spots.
Elise?
It was exhilarating and it was liberating. The thing is, usually I think it is still a man's world. So men are surprised when ladies go into this world and can shoot and handle a gun. But I think the element of surprise in the real life is good, because when you get an assailant attacking your house, they will usually go for the man, and they won't expect the woman to have gun skills or be able to handle a gun or have a gun even. So compared to that, I think it is amazing that we can attain the skill and that we have the element of surprise. Yeah.
Okay, Tony?
What was amazing for me is actually the support we got from the men on the day, from the start to finish. During the day, they are so supportive of all the ladies competing, and they show such respect for anyone just pitching up and giving it their all, and giving it their all on this exact same workouts that they just had to do. When they finish a workout and they know how tough it is, and they see the ladies going up next, it's actually really a boost for us to show them, well, we're gonna do this as well.
And you did it.
And we did it. We finished all of it. So that's such a boost.
For any ladies watching, can you hear the confidence that's coming over in literal waves? That is empowerment. If someone who's watching this is curious about Battlefit training, or even competing in the games, or joining Lone Operator for that matter, because that's part and parcel, I feel, but they are feeling a bit intimidated to get going, have you got, I'm going to ask each one of you one piece of advice in a case like that. Tonine, let's kick off with you.
Sorry, just quickly repeat that.
If somebody who is watching this and they feel that they would like to join, either with, come and compete, join a Lone Operator, join one of the standalone courses, but they're not, they're uncertain, they're feeling a bit intimidated, have you got one piece of advice for them?
Well, my advice is just do it. Just come and show yourself what you're capable of. I think we are too hard on ourselves. We are also always kind of judging yourself in a way that, now, if I attend, if I do this, I have to be great. You don't have to be great. You have to pitch up and do it. And that's what it's about. You don't have to come and win. You have to come and get yourself to finish. Anyone finishing those games got all of my respect, because that's brutal, and it takes guts and sweat and tears and everything just to get through it, but it's empowering. So you kind of owe it to yourself just to show yourself, hey, this looks like a challenge. I had someone this weekend tell me again, if it doesn't scare you, why do it? So if it scares you, do it.
I like that. Elise?
I take it from a personal experience when I stepped onto the range with Lone Operator 2 years back, how scared I was of handling a firearm. The thought of, no, it's going to go off by itself. And not being able even to cock a firearm, because I thought, no, I didn't have the strength to do this. And my journey the last 2 years, how amazing it was, how confident I am with a firearm, the confidence to carry a firearm every day. So just that makes a huge difference. And that was through Lone Operator that gave me that confidence. So I would suggest it for any lady considering it, even to do the ladies course, do the year course, even just the introduction course. It's amazing. And what it does for your self-confidence, it's really, really amazing.
I love that. Empowerment. Eliska?
Yeah, if you're never going to try, you're never going to know. You're never really going to know your limits and know what you're capable of if you're not just going to take that first step and start. Step on a range, see what it's like, try it out, and then no skill is developed overnight. I mean, obviously it comes with time and with training, but just start. Just take that initial step, start, try it out, and you might surprise yourself.
I'm going to end with those words. Capability isn't built overnight. It's built through training, it's built through teamwork, and it's built through pushing past your limits. And I think you heard that in the duration of this video tonight. If you want to become stronger and more capable and more prepared for life's challenges, check out both the BattleFit program and the Lone Operator program. I will include links both on the screen and in the description below the video. Check it out. We look forward to meeting you on a range one of these days. If you like the video, then please click like. Please follow the channel and please smash that bell icon so you can get notifications of all our future videos coming out. Ladies, that's it for me. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Riaan.
Thanks, Riaan.